What if I told you that the biggest battle you'll ever fight isn't against failure, criticism, or even your circumstances? It's the battle happening inside your own mind. Think about it for a moment. Two people can face the exact same challenge. One gives up while the other grows stronger. The difference isn't talent. It isn't luck. It isn't intelligence. The difference is the mindset they choose to build. You see, life will always test you. There will always be setbacks, rejection, fear, and uncertainty. Those things are inevitable. But here's the real question. Can your mind become so strong that no challenge has the power to defeat it? Today, we're going to explore exactly how to build that kind of mind. Not one that never struggles, but one that refuses to surrender. Because when your mind becomes impossible to defeat, success is no longer about avoiding obstacles. It's about becoming the kind of person who keeps moving forward, no matter what stands in the way. Let's begin. Every single day, whether you realize it or not, there is a conversation happening inside your mind. It starts the moment you wake up and continues until you fall asleep. That conversation has more influence over your future than your education, your background, or even the opinions of the people around you. The voice in your head is either building your confidence or quietly destroying it. It is either preparing you to face challenges or convincing you to avoid them. Before you can win in the outside world, you have to understand what is happening in your inner world. Most people believe that confidence comes from success. They think once they achieve something great, they will finally believe in themselves. But the truth is often the opposite. Success usually follows belief. The way you speak to yourself determines the actions you are willing to take. If your inner voice constantly tells you that you are not smart enough, not talented enough, or not capable enough, you will hesitate when opportunities appear. You will second guess your decisions, fear making mistakes, and slowly begin to accept limitations that never truly existed. The human mind is incredibly powerful, but it does not always distinguish between what is true and what is repeated. If you repeat a negative thought often enough, your brain starts treating it like a fact. A single moment of failure becomes, I always fail. One rejection becomes, nobody believes in me. One mistake becomes, I'm not good enough. These statements are not reality. They are conclusions created by an untrained mind. The more often they are repeated, the deeper they become rooted in your thinking. Imagine carrying around someone who criticizes everything you do. Every time you try something new, they remind you of your past failures. Every time you make progress, they point out what is still missing. Every time you dream bigger, they tell you to lower your expectations. Most people would never tolerate a person like that in their lives. Yet they allow that exact voice to live inside their own minds every single day. Taking control of your inner voice begins with awareness. You cannot change what you refuse to notice. Start paying attention to the thoughts that automatically appear when life becomes difficult. Notice what you tell yourself after making a mistake. Listen carefully to your reaction when you fail, when someone criticizes you, or when you face uncertainty. Those automatic thoughts reveal the beliefs you have been carrying for years. The goal is not to pretend that every situation is perfect. Real confidence is not built by ignoring problems. It is built by choosing responses that help you move forward instead of keeping you trapped. There is a significant difference between saying, "This challenge is impossible," and saying, "This challenge is difficult, but I can learn how to overcome it." One statement closes the door before you even begin. The other leaves room for growth. Your inner voice should become your coach instead of your enemy. A great coach does not ignore mistakes, but neither do they define a person by those mistakes. They provide honest feedback while encouraging improvement. They focus on progress instead of perfection. Imagine speaking to yourself the same way you would encourage a close friend who was struggling. You would remind them of their strengths. You would acknowledge their effort. You would help them see possibilities instead of only obstacles. There is no reason you deserve less kindness from yourself than you willingly offer to others. Every achievement begins with a decision that nobody else can see. Before someone starts a business, writes a book, changes their career, or transforms their life, there is a private moment where they decide to believe they are capable of something greater. That decision happens internally long before the results become visible externally. The quality of that internal conversation shapes everything that follows. Many people spend years trying to change their environment while completely ignoring the language they use with themselves. They hope a new job, a better relationship, or more money will automatically create confidence. External improvements can certainly help, but they cannot permanently fix a mind that constantly attacks itself. If your inner dialogue remains negative, even success will never feel like enough. You will always believe you could lose everything because deep down you never believed you deserved it in the first place. This is why some people accomplish incredible things and still struggle with self-doubt, while others with fewer achievements carry remarkable confidence. Confidence is not simply the result of what happens to you. It is largely the result of what you repeatedly tell yourself about what happens to you. Your brain is constantly adapting to the information you feed it. Just as muscles become stronger through consistent training, your mindset becomes stronger through consistent thinking. Every encouraging thought, every constructive response, and every decision to reject unnecessary self-criticism strengthens a healthier mental pattern. Over time, these patterns become automatic. Instead of expecting failure, you begin expecting growth. Instead of fearing challenges, you begin seeing opportunities to improve. Instead of asking, what if I fail? What if I fail? You naturally begin asking, what can this experience teach me? Controlling your inner voice also requires protecting it from influences that reinforce negativity. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, and the conversations you participate in all contribute to your internal dialogue. If you constantly surround yourself with fear, comparison, and pessimism, those ideas eventually become part of your own thinking. On the other hand, when you expose yourself to learning, encouragement, and examples of resilience, your mind begins to adopt those perspectives as well. The strongest minds are not free from negative thoughts. They simply refuse to let those thoughts become permanent beliefs. Fear may appear, but it does not make the decisions. Doubt may speak, but it does not control the direction. Criticism may hurt, but it does not define identity. A disciplined mind acknowledges negative thoughts without giving them authority over actions. The quality of your future depends greatly on the quality of the conversations you have with yourself today. Every thought you repeat becomes part of the foundation on which your decisions are built. Every encouraging word you choose strengthens your ability to face uncertainty with courage, recover from setbacks with resilience, and continue moving toward goals that once seemed impossible. Pain is one of the few experiences that every human being shares. No matter where you come from, what you believe, or how successful you become, you will experience disappointment, loss, rejection, failure, and moments that test every part of your character. The difference is never whether pain exists. The difference is what you decide to do with it. Some people allow pain to become a permanent excuse, while others transform it into the very reason they become stronger than they ever imagined. Most people spend their lives trying to avoid discomfort. They look for the easiest path, the quickest solution, and the least amount of resistance. It seems logical because pain feels unpleasant, and the natural instinct is to escape it. But growth has never been created by comfort alone. Every meaningful transformation requires stepping through moments that challenge your patience, your confidence, and your determination. The very experiences you want to avoid often contain the lessons you need the most. Think about how strength is built in every area of life. A muscle becomes stronger only after it is pushed beyond its current limits. The discomfort during exercise is not a sign that something is wrong. It is evidence that the body is adapting to a greater demand. The same principle applies to the mind. Emotional struggles, setbacks, and failures place pressure on your character. If you choose to learn instead of surrender, your mindset develops resilience that cannot be created in any other way. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that pain has no purpose. They ask, why is this happening to me? Instead of asking, what can this experience teach me? That single change in perspective completely transforms the way you experience adversity. Instead of seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances, you begin to see yourself as a student of life. Every difficult moment becomes an opportunity to understand yourself better, improve your thinking, and prepare for challenges that may come in the future. Rejection is a perfect example. Being rejected can make you question your worth if you allow your emotions to control the story. A job application gets turned down, and suddenly you believe you are incapable. A relationship ends, and you convince yourself that you are not enough. A business idea fails, and you assume success is only meant for other people. In reality, rejection often has far less to do with your value than you think. It may simply mean the opportunity was not the right fit, the timing was wrong, or there are skills you still need to develop. History is filled with people who faced repeated rejection before achieving remarkable success. They were told no countless times, criticized by experts, ignored by decision makers, and underestimated by society. Their advantage was not extraordinary talent alone. Their advantage was refusing to let temporary pain become a permanent identity. Every setback gave them more information, greater determination, and a clear understanding of what needed to improve. Pain also reveals parts of your character that comfort can never expose. When everything is going well, it is easy to feel confident and optimistic. But true character appears when life becomes uncertain. Difficult moments reveal how you respond under pressure. They show whether you remain calm or panic, whether you take responsibility or blame others, whether you continue moving forward or decide to quit. In that sense, pain acts like a mirror. It reflects who you are today while giving you the opportunity to become someone stronger tomorrow. Another powerful truth is that pain creates empathy. People who have experienced struggle often understand others on a deeper level. They know what disappointment feels like. They recognize fear, loneliness, and uncertainty because they have lived through them. Instead of becoming bitter, they become compassionate. Their experiences allow them to encourage others with sincerity because their advice comes from personal growth rather than empty words. The challenge is that pain always offers two paths. One path leads toward resentment, self-pity, and hopelessness. The other leads toward wisdom, resilience, and personal growth. The event itself does not determine the outcome. Your response does. Two people can experience the same failure, yet one becomes stronger while the other gives up completely. The difference lies in the meaning they assign to the experience. Many people carry emotional pain for years because they keep reliving the same story. They repeatedly remind themselves of what they lost, who disappointed them, or how unfair life has been. Every repetition strengthens those emotions until the past begins controlling the present. Healing does not require pretending those experiences never happened. It requires choosing not to let them define every decision you make moving forward. Turning pain into strength means extracting value from every difficult experience. Instead of asking what was taken away, ask what was gained. Perhaps failure taught patience. Perhaps rejection revealed a better opportunity. Perhaps loss developed gratitude. Perhaps hardship built discipline that comfort never could. Every challenge leaves behind something valuable if you are willing to search for it. Resilient people do not wait until pain disappears before taking action. They continue learning, working, and improving while carrying the weight of difficult emotions. Courage is not the absence of fear or sadness. Courage is choosing to move despite those feelings. Every small step forward weakens the power pain has over your future and strengthens your belief that you are capable of overcoming more than you once believed. Your greatest breakthroughs often begin where your greatest disappointments once existed. Many successful entrepreneurs started businesses after losing jobs. Many inspiring leaders developed confidence after years of insecurity. Many athletes became champions after devastating defeats. They stopped viewing pain as evidence that they should quit and started viewing it as preparation for something greater. The mind becomes stronger every time it refuses to let hardship become defeat. Every obstacle survived becomes proof that you can endure more than you previously imagined. Every lesson learned from failure becomes another tool for future success. Every challenge overcome increases your confidence, not because life becomes easier, but because you become more capable of handling whatever life places in front of you. Discipline is often misunderstood. Many people think it is about punishment, strict routines, or forcing yourself to live without enjoyment. In reality, discipline is one of the greatest forms of freedom you can develop. It gives you control over your actions instead of allowing your emotions to control them. It helps you make decisions based on your goals rather than your temporary feelings. A disciplined mind does not ask, "What do I feel like doing today?" It asks, "What needs to be done to become the person I want to be?" The biggest obstacle to success is rarely a lack of talent. It is inconsistency. Most people know what they should do. They know they should exercise, learn new skills, manage their time wisely, and work toward meaningful goals. The challenge is not knowledge. The challenge is doing those things consistently, especially on the days when motivation disappears. Motivation is exciting, but it is temporary. Discipline is reliable because it does not depend on emotions. Imagine two people beginning the same journey. One works only when they feel inspired. The other works according to a schedule regardless of how they feel. At first, the difference between them is almost invisible. But weeks turn into months, and months turn into years. The disciplined person continues improving because their progress is built on habits instead of moods. The motivated person moves forward only in bursts, constantly stopping and starting, never building enough momentum to reach their full potential. Every great achievement is the result of small actions repeated over a long period of time. Success is rarely created by one extraordinary moment. It is built through ordinary decisions made consistently. Reading a few pages every day eventually becomes deep knowledge. Exercising regularly transforms the body over time. Saving a small amount of money consistently creates financial stability. Practicing a skill every day leads to mastery. The daily actions may seem insignificant, but their combined effect becomes extraordinary. One of the greatest lies the mind tells is that missing one day does not matter. One skipped workout, one delayed project, one broken promise to yourself may seem harmless. Individually, they often are. The real danger comes when these exceptions become habits. Every time you ignore a commitment you made to yourself, you weaken the trust you have in your own word. Eventually, your mind begins expecting you to quit because that has become the pattern. Discipline begins with keeping promises to yourself, even the smallest ones. If you decide to wake up at a certain time, do it. If you commit to reading for 20 minutes, follow through. If you promise yourself you will finish an important task today, complete it. These actions may appear simple, but each one strengthens your self-respect. Every fulfilled promise becomes evidence that you are someone who follows through. There will always be days when you do not feel energetic, confident, or focused. Those are the days that matter the most. Anyone can work hard when they feel excited. The true test of discipline comes when progress feels slow, results are invisible, and distractions seem more appealing than responsibility. Those moments separate people who simply dream about success from those who quietly build it. Modern life constantly competes for your attention. Notifications, entertainment, endless scrolling, and instant gratification are available every second of the day. The human brain naturally seeks pleasure and avoids discomfort. Without discipline, it becomes easy to spend hours chasing short-term satisfaction while neglecting long-term goals. Every distraction feels small in the moment, but together they consume the time and energy that could have been invested in building a better future. A disciplined person understands the difference between what is urgent and what is important. Urgent activities demand immediate attention, but important activities create lasting results. Checking messages may feel urgent. Watching another video may seem harmless. Delaying meaningful work until tomorrow becomes an easy habit. Discipline requires choosing what matters most, even when less important activities appear more attractive. Another important aspect of discipline is learning to control impulses. Every decision shapes your identity. When you consistently choose actions that